Hi there, my name is Marki Sparki and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to build this lovely windmill there behind me. And in order to do that, I just jumped into Creative Single Player to show you exactly how it looks and, well, how to build it. First of all, why do I think you should build this and not any other windmill that is out there? Well, basically, it is slim. It still has this cone-shaped tower down there. However, it is not that triangular than other windmills you find out there because we make use of the wall pieces here for slimming down the tower towards the top, right? And then it is also very realistic with this walkable platform down here and also the blades. The blades are thin. They are very thin, which is way more realistic than, well, the big chunky bits where wool blocks are used for the blades, right? So let's get right into it. First of all, here you find all the materials that you are going to need. However, I have to note that all of these stone and wall pieces here combine to a total number of that, which is the total amount of stone and wall pieces you're going to need. It is distributed over the several types of blocks right here because that is how I basically textured the wall. But that is up to you and you might need different amounts of those blocks. So let's start to build that thing. We will start with the tower without all the fancy decoration bits. It is made of segments that are 3 high. You can see that right here. This one is 3 high. The next one is 3 high. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And we are going to construct this right now without all the fancy bits. We will add them later. I have laid out all the different layers right here, 1 high, so you can see what we are going to do. And we are going to start by layering these on top of each other and then we will add all the details. So the ground layer is basically 3 and then 2 diagonals and then 3 again. So let's get a bit of a distance to the original one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 diagonals, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 diagonals, and so on and so forth. So this is your ground layer and then we will make this 3 high, just like this. Now you can basically decide which one is your front, because the front will have the door down there. So we will just leave this empty, 2 blocks empty right here. Let's take a look at the next layer. So the next layer we replace these outer 3 blocks by wall pieces. And then those diagonal pieces are still full blocks. So let's start with that. 1, 2, 3. And those are full blocks. However, so that there are no weird gaps, we will fill the spaces behind this with full blocks as well. Now we will continue to do that all the way around, just like this. And then we make this 3 tall as well. However, on this level, we will also add the platform later. So you can, if you want, if you have planned exactly with the amount of blocks that you're going to need in the end, leave out the wall bits above the lower row here, just like this. So for the next layer, the diagonal bits are switched out for the wall blocks, and those 3 blocks here stay full blocks. So let's just do that. So these 2 diagonal blocks are wall blocks, then we have 3 full blocks, then diagonal are wall blocks again, and now this will leave a weird gap right here, so we will fill that out behind the wall blocks with a full block. And do that all around. And again, make it 3 high, just like this. The next layer is very simple. It consists only of full blocks. So we basically continue as we did just now, but we leave out the wall bits right there. And this looks like that then. Now again, make it 3 blocks tall, just like that. In the next layer, we replace these 3 outer blocks here by 1 full block and 2 wall blocks. The diagonal one is still a full block. So full block and next to it 2 wall blocks and the same here. And as you can see again, this would leave weird gaps. So we will fill the space behind by full blocks. Now let's do that all around. And this layer should look like this. And again, make it 3 tall. Just like this. Now for the final layer we have, well, basically a square of full blocks with these wall blocks in the corner and then an additional 1 wall block sticking out on top of that full block that is already there. So you can basically start on one of those blocks right there, create this semi-square here and then fill out the corners with the wall blocks. And then add this wall block here, right on top of that one full block that is still there. And this layer should look like this. Now this one we do not want to extend to 3 blocks because the upper one of this layer is made of wood. So we will have this 2 blocks tall and then we will have a wooden layer on top. So let's add 1 more layer. And this is basically your tower foundation. So what you can now basically do is texture this, or you can do that at the end, whatever you prefer. What I recommend is starting with cobblestone bits down at the bottom, a lot of the mossy cobblestone, and then when you get higher you can also use the brick variants of the moss and just put them in down here, just a bit like this. Every now and then put the mossy stuff in. And what I like to do is group them together so it's not completely random. So like for example, imagine the moss has crawled up here and all of those blocks have been mossified kind of, right? And here as well. And don't go up too far because that just looks a bit too unrealistic in my eyes. Let's get up a bit further, and then we can add in a few more of the brick variants right here. And as you can see right here, I have the mossy stuff mainly down there on the lower 4 to 5 layers. Some of them are still up here, but not a lot. And then basically starting from this layer up, there is no moss anymore. And you can obviously also exchange some of the wall blocks by the mossy variants. And again, I think it is a good idea to group that stuff up so it looks like here moss has grown and it's not just 1 block here, 1 block there, because that's, I don't know, I don't like that much. But it is totally up to you how you want to do it. Going further up, I have switched out a lot of the bricks by the normal stone and a bit by andesite as well, especially the walls right here, because there is no, well, normal stone wall variant. So you can add a few of them in lower down, but I would recommend starting with that higher up and again group them together a bit. And I like to say, and I'm definitely not the first one to do so, there is no wrong way of doing that. Just replace stuff until you like what you see. And wherever you have exchanged some of the stone bricks with stone, put some of the andesite walls there as well. Something like that. I will not go into full detail mode right here. This is fine for now. Okay, so let's maybe add in this platform down here. What we need now is basically spruce slabs, spruce stairs and a few spruce full blocks. Well, I have built them with 2 stairs here as well. You can do that. You can either do that or use the full blocks. That is totally up to you. And well, obviously also for the railing, fences and fence gates. And I like to combine fences with fence gates, so you don't have this sticking to the floor bit of the fence on every single block. I think this looks a bit nicer. We start by placing upside down stairs above the outer wall blocks right here, and then connecting them up with a slab on the top part of the block. And this one you can just place all around the tower like this. Here on the outer ones, again the stairs, and continue with the slabs and do that all around the build, just like this. For the actual walkable platform, we are going to go to the next block, to the upper layer, again with the slabs, and we will start by placing down, well, actually the same thing that we just placed down with the slabs, but this time 2 blocks wide. And this we are going to move around in a circle all the way around the build. Just like this. So basically here we will have a small bit of a diagonal, so it is 2 wide from basically every side. Even here the diagonal block 1, 2. And just move around the build like this. And you should have a platform that looks like this. We obviously also want to have spaces for doors. I would not put it at the same front, basically at the same side with the front door down there. I would put it 90 degrees to it because, well, if you come out here in the front, you will have the blade right in front of your face, and that's not that nice. So if this is your front, go to 90 degrees to it and punch a hole right here, and the same thing on the other side. And now we can see something that is a bit annoying. Well, this is basically the wood platform to walk on, and there are these stone blocks, well, sticking out of the floor basically. I don't like it, and I will replace every single one of them by, well, full blocks of spruce, or just 2 slabs, just like that. Just like that. Now that looks way better, right? Okay, from underneath it looks like this now. So here you can also see the blocks that you have just, well, switched out to wood. And now what we want to create is this kind of supportive looking wooden beam kind of structure down here. This looks just like there are wooden beams holding up the platform on each side. And we're going to do this by basically turning a few of those slabs up there into full blocks, starting with the, well, diagonal piece right here, and then 3 here on each side. Go underneath here, make this one a full block, and then those 3, and do that all around the build. Okay, this is what we have right now. There's only one small change that I still want to make so that this looks a bit more, well, detailed and better. On each of those full blocks we will put a spruce button on the outside. So it looks like it has been hammered down or something, or there's a screw in. Now look at that, that looks a lot better. Now it's time for the railing. So basically what we're going to do here is put the railing all around the outer blocks, and in the diagonal bits obviously put them like this. Then here in the front I will put every second one a fence gate, with the ones on the edges being fences, so this adds up. And then move all around the build, just like that. Okay, before we forget, let's just take the doors and put them in as well. And what I like to do is not put them in like this, because then the whole, well, front of the build is just very, very flat. So what you want to do is go onto the block, turn around, and then place it. Then it will appear on the inside of the block. Or you can obviously just place it from the inside, just like that. Okay, moving up further the tower, there are these little windows that are placed. So these are basically from the platform on the 4th and 5th block on the front and back side. You can obviously place them on different sides as well, but that's what I'm going to do. So go to the front where your front door is, and then from the platform 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 you break, place down oak trapdoors and close them up. And do the same thing on the opposite side. There you have your little windows. Moving further up, we are getting to the top part of the tower, and well, in actual windmills, this top part where the blades are connected to is actually rotatable, and I wanted to create something that gives the illusion that this is rotatable as well. So what we're going to do is we have one layer of wood stuff, and then we take the polished deep slate right here as like the connection block for this top section and the tower. Let's grab some stripped spruce logs, well, the spruce buttons again, and the fences. and let's place those down. So basically what we're going to do is put a spruce fence on top of all the stone brick walls that we have placed, and then have the stripped spruce logs lay down on their side across all the, well, outer blocks right here. So just place them against these fences right there, just like this. And now for the buttons, I place them on all the empty spaces, basically, on the log pieces right here. There you go. Now for this connection piece between the tower and the upper part of the windmill, grab yourself polished deep slate stairs and place them upside down, like in a circle all around. To place the first one, you need some kind of, well, block. You can just place one of the stairs like that, and as soon as you have your first upside down piece in, you can just go around the build like that. And this should look like that. Now for the top part, grab your stripped spruce logs again, go to the corners that you have just built and place a pillar up on every corner 4 blocks high. This is basically the dimension of this upper part right here, and then we will have a nice little deep slate roof and, well, everything else. This is a bit more detailed now, so let's go from side to side. Here on the, well, left and right sides of this upper part, we will have little windows using spruce fences, and in between we will just have the stone bricks and the stones. So basically you're going to build a frame for the window right there, and you can mix the normal stone and the stone bricks, and then in the inner 2 blocks we will have the spruce fence, just like that. Same thing on the other side, and there you go. Now for the back side, you can see I have used some wall bits here to, well, bring in some texture into the wall, and we are going to do that. You can decide for yourself whether you like this or not. If you don't like that, just don't do it. So I used some stone brick walls, cobblestone walls and andesite walls there. And basically we're going to go and do the same thing as we just did. I will just fill it in completely. And then you are going to need to, well, place 3 more blocks like that and 1 on top, so you have a triangular shape like that. And then you can just replace a few of the blocks by stone, and then have a few of the blocks be the walls. Maybe like that. Just do whatever you feel like doing. You can also just leave it full blocks and not use the wall blocks right there. For the front, it's a bit different. We want to have the lower block row here. We want to have that built, and we want to have that triangular shape up there, just like that. But you're going to leave a 3x3 hole right here in the front. This is basically where the rotor with the blades is connected. Let's move on to the roof. For that, you will going to need deep slate brick stairs and deep slate tile stairs. And up there you will also need the same variants of slabs. And this is just randomly textured up there. You can do that however you feel like. We're going to start at the upper block of the 4 stripped spruce logs right there, and going to place stairs just like that, and then you're going to extend it 1 more in the front and the back, so you have this little overhang, and then just do that all the way to the top, and the same thing on the other side. Now you should have something like that. Leave the upper part for the moment, because this is easier to be placed once we have done the next step. So go underneath and place upside down stairs just like that, underneath the roof like that. So basically the roof part is a bit thicker right there, and it, well, kind of goes around this pillar block right there. And then here in the front, place an upside down stair at this top block that we have placed before, just like that. Do the same thing on the other side, just like that. And now we can go up to the top part, place one of the stairs on the outer upside down stair block that you have just placed, just like this, and on the other side. and in between you can fill everything in with slabs. Now to make this look nice, we will just exchange a few of the blocks with the deep slate tile variants. And again, I like to group these up so it's not completely random. Just imagine a few of the roof tiles have been switched out for newer ones and have been replaced because they were broken, and well, it just makes sense that those are then connected, right? I like to think so. And it just looks a bit nicer like that. Okay, once you have done that, the roof is complete. Before we move on to the rotor part, we will add a few more details. Just grab yourself some spruce fence gates and place them on the top part here. So the third stripped spruce log from the bottom, like this from the outside, and open them up. This looks like it's been placed right there to support the roof a bit. Do that on both sides, just like that. And then we're going to add some buttons as well, because they always make things more interesting. And we're going to basically place them on the lower row of blocks on all the sides of the stripped spruce logs, just like that. Let's move on to the rotor. So what we're going to do is go to the center piece of this 3x3 hole, move all the way to the back and attach one of the stripped spruce logs to the back of the building and bring that out all the way to the front, and then extend it 4 blocks outside of the building. Now, depending whether you want to actually decorate the inside or not, you can give this bit of the build a floor. And what I liked to do is give it also some foundation right here. So first of all, I'm going to place brick blocks all the way on the back there, 1 more row, and add some fences. Let's grab some fences right there next to this beam, just like that. And I forgot one on the top right there. And right here I placed 1 more of those blocks to hold it up. And this looks like it has been attached back there, but it is still able to rotate, right? Just imagine. In the front bit, you're going to take some polished andesite stairs and place them in the corners. Just like that. And then take some grindstones and place them against the log. And you have to place them from the side, so they will actually have an orientation like this. Now this totally does give the illusion that this beam right here is able to rotate. The actual building is done now. Let's move on to the blades of the rotor. For this, grab again your stripped spruce logs, and we're going to move to the second block right here, and we're going to extend from there 13 blocks in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. And you should have a cross just like this one. Now before we forget, we will add a spruce bottom right here in the front and on all the sides. Now we will grab some grindstones again and place this on the block that is sticking out like that. Place one and then place the next one by, well, holding down shift. Just like this. Now this looks like a nice support structure for the blades right here. Now for the blades itself, I like to take some oak trapdoors because they are slightly transparent right here, and you can look through and you can also see like the cloth of the banners through, right? I like that. This gives it a nice look, and we are going to place them down on top and below the beams that we have just placed. Let's start on this right part here of the rotor, and we're going to go to the second block from the center, place down your oak trapdoor and open it up, and then you can just do that all the way to out there. For the next row, we are going to go to the third block right here, so the second one of the trapdoors, and place one on top, and do that all the way to the second to last, and open them up as well. Now for the last row right here, we're going to go to the 1, 2, 3, 4th one up there. So leave 3 of them alone and place them just like this all the way to the outer one that you have just placed. Open them up again and you should have something like that. Now for the underneath part, start at the outermost block and place 6 trapdoors and open them up. So this is basically the blade. Now we're going to rotate this by 90 degrees and place it up there. This is a bit more difficult because you need some helper blocks right there. Let's grab some blocks that we are definitely not going to miss later on. We need the helper blocks because we need something to put the trapdoor on. Because if you want to put it here, this will not align the way we want it. So grab your helper blocks, put 1 block right here and the first one from the center, 2 at the second one from the center, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the third one from the center. And from here we basically just tower up with trapdoors all the way to the top. This is the top one. So remember, it's the top one when it is opened. And do that for the second one as well. However, this time 1 block short in comparison to the next one. And here, do the same thing as you just did in the row next to it. There you go. These helper blocks can be removed already. So on that side, remember we wanted to place 6 trapdoors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are going to be trapdoors, so we need another one of the helper blocks just below that. So we can place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trapdoors on top of it. Just like that. Now the next one, again turned by 90 degrees, is a bit easier. So this time the upper surface here is what was below on the other side. So it is from the outermost block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then open them up again. Down there we will do the same thing, but we will not place one in the innermost block. So start again at the second one, 1, 2, 3, well, all the way to the outer block there and open them up again. Then go to the third block or the second trapdoor and place the next row against them. And do not place one at the outermost block. Open them up again. And then again go to the 1, 2, 3, 4th block of the row that you have just placed and place the trapdoors again. And there you go. Your third blade is done. So for the lower one you need the helper blocks again. This time here on this right side. So if you're looking at your windmill, it's the left side. But if you're standing back there, it's the right side. Place one on the fence down there. Not on the side of the block here, but on the fence. So you can place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trapdoors here on the side. Open them up again. Remove the helper block and you've done that side already. Now on that side, place one as well on the fence. And then on the next block over, place 2, just like that. Corresponding to that gap up there, we will need another one like this. Now to place the trapdoors again, go back to the other side again. And we're going to tower up, just as we did before. Up, and we will not place one at the topmost block. So not right here, because this would not leave a gap right here. But just like that, so we have a gap of 1 block above this row. Then next to it, same thing, but with a gap of 2 blocks above. So basically like that. And here we will need a gap of 4 blocks. 5 actually. 1, 2, 3. From here and 2 above, so 5 in total. Remove your helper blocks and there you go. Those are the blades. You can actually leave the blades just like this if you like the look, or you can just use spruce trapdoors if you want to have like wooden blades without the holes in it. But what I like to do is add banners to it to simulate the cloth. So the easiest way to do this is to just mark the blocks that do not want to have the banner, and those are the outermost blocks here from the inside and those 3 down there. So let's just do that. Let's place one right there, right there, right there, and then these 3, and let's do that for all the blades. Now this should look like that. That is actually funny looking. Yeah, and on all the other blocks, we want to have a banner like this. Now it is important to not place it on all the blocks, because if you were to place it here, it would hang down here to this, well, block space where there is no trapdoor, right? We don't want that, so we basically want to have it on the trapdoor above. But we want all the blocks covered by a banner that are now not covered by the helper block. So place one there, all the way up here, and then up there as well. And if you remove the helper blocks, you will see it just looking like that. By the way, you can obviously use a different color, but I like to use the white one because that just made the most sense to me. Now we're going to add the banners here as well. Now down here you have to be careful again not to place it on the lowest block, because then it would just hang down like this again. We don't want that. Now I have to... I knew I would break the wrong block right there. Okay, fixed. And we can break the helper blocks again. And now you basically do that for all the blades and you're done. This is your final windmill, at least from the outside. Okay, now let's talk about the inside. This is obviously completely optional. If you do not need the inside, then just stop right here. But what I like to do is grab yourself again your stripped spruce logs and bring them down all the way from the top there. Break the center block of the roof that you have just put in there, or well, the ceiling of that floor up there, and then bring down this central beam all the way to the bottom right there. Leave out 2 blocks from the bottom though. And what I built down here is basically a stone wheel that is rotating down here to crush all the crops down. So what I did is place down a stair like that and have another one of the spruce logs just like that. Place a trapdoor right there, close it. And then we are going to create a wheel by grabbing some polished andesite blocks and polished andesite stairs. Place the blocks right there on the corners and then round it up with the stair blocks. And you have a nice stone wheel that is basically rotating with this beam. I mean, it's Minecraft, right? Have a little imagination. Now we want to have basically a floor for this upper area right here. And we also want to have a ladder going up here. I mean, there's not really space for a staircase, so we are going to do it with a ladder. However, first we need this to be a platform up there, or better, a floor to actually walk on. And what I liked to do is completely fill it with spruce slabs, but for the one central block here on the back wall of the building. So there's the front door. On the other side, leave one of that open right there. And from here we can extend down a ladder, and we are going to make use of our trapdoors again and place them just like that. So we can actually place a ladder onto it. And this is basically our way up. I mean, of course, you should add lighting in somehow, but I leave that up to you. Okay, so down here what I did is I grabbed the grindstones again and placed them onto the side of this beam that is coming down from the top. I mean, those are rotated 90 degrees to what they are supposed to be rotated, but you cannot place them any other way. No matter how you do it, they will always be placed like that. Would be nice if that would be rotatable, but it is not. And then I filled everything else up there with fences. Just like that. So this looks like basically a mechanical, like, intermediate layer right there, right? And then I put the oak trapdoors all the way up there, so you can still see through it, which then strengthens the illusion that this is some mechanical parts up there, right? So this is basically it. That is what I did. And if you go up there now, you can look in there. This looks like a mechanical part, right? Yeah, that's that. Now, down here, this is definitely not nice if this is just a grass layer, right? So what we're going to do is take some hay bales and just place them down on the floor instead of, well, it's too dark. Now you can actually see. Place them down on the floor, facing like that. Do not place them lying like that. That just looks weird for the floor right there. Do not replace all the blocks, but replace most of the blocks by it. Especially the one directly underneath the wheel right here. Everything else I will turn into path blocks in here. Now, doesn't that look like people have been working in here and milled down some wheat? Now what I also like to do is put some barrels into the walls right there, held up by spruce trapdoors. You can do that all the way around if you want to. You can also place some barrels down just like that. So it looks like, well, there's actually something going on in here. That's nice, right? Anyway, this is actually it. This is all I can show you today. I hope this tutorial is helpful to you. I hope you like this windmill design. Now, if you like the tutorial and if you want to replicate these windmills, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, have a good day. Bye bye.